Hey there, hiker friends. Welcome to Hike Life. I'm Matt O, and today we're going to finish up our little series on using your trekking poles. Today we're going to talk about how to use them when you're going up and down steep terrain, because your technique might vary just a little bit. So I made these really technical cards to help describe what's going on to you. So here you see your happy hiker with his backpack on and his smiley face. And he's hiking on flat terrain right here. And he's got the 90-degree elbow like we talked about in the other video. And this is his trekking pole. And that's where it reaches the ground at 90 degrees. Now, this dotted line represents steep terrain. If our happy hiker was going up and down steep terrain, or up steep terrain, you can see that his trekking pole, if he's going to have a 90-degree elbow, would be actually shorter than normal. And this right here, the dashed line represents downhill steep terrain, and you can see that if he was going downhill, his trekking pole would need to be just a little bit longer to maintain his 90-degree elbow. Hope you could follow this amazing piece of artwork. One more to show you. This is dual. Try to keep up, people. This is very intense, very difficult to grasp. Anyway, so here's our happy hiker again with his backpack, and he's going up steep terrain, and he has his trekking pole adjusted properly, and it's just a little bit shorter. Not drastically shorter, it's just going to be a little bit shorter. Here he is going down some steep terrain. His trekking pole is going to be just a little bit longer. Not drastically longer, just a little bit. And as you can see, since he has adjusted his poles correctly, he still is happy. Happy hikers. All right, so let's talk about that just a little bit. How you're going to adjust your pole. You got a couple of options. If you're going to be going uphill, most handles are longer than just one fist length. They have just a little bit of extension like this one. So if you're going to be going uphill for kind of a short distance, not a long distance, but you're going uphill for a little bit, instead of adjusting the length of your pole, you can just reach down here and grab a little bit lower on your trekking pole, and that will make up that difference. When you're going uphill, because you need just slightly shorter pole, your grip will be a little bit lower, and the distance between your fist and the ground will be just a little bit shorter. I hope that makes sense. So, going uphill for a short period of time, just grab a little bit lower. If you're going to go uphill for a short period of time, you don't have to stretch out your pole. You can just grab on top. Reach up here and grab like this. I do that quite a bit. Now this method is mainly if you're going to be going uphill or downhill for a short distance. That way you're not constantly having to adjust back and forth. Some trails will be a lot of up and down for short distances, and you don't want to have to constantly change the length of your pole. So just adjusting your grip will take care of that problem. Now let's say you're going to go downhill for a long period of time. Let's say it's 5 miles or so, and you've got a long downhill trek. Instead of grabbing it up here for that length of time, which might be comfortable for you, but instead of doing that, you may just want to take this thing and lengthen it up by just not real long, just a couple of inches. Just enough to where when you're standing there, we're talking downhill. When you're standing there, your elbow stays at about that 90-degree angle. It's not way down here. This will cause some problems in your arm if you're going to go for quite a few miles. You want to get kind of that 90-degree angle. Keep that pretty close to a 90-degree angle, whether you're going uphill or downhill. So take that pole, lengthen it out just a little bit. It's going to depend on you and your circumstances and how tall you are and how much you're going to adjust that. So you're going to have to play around with that just a little bit. Same with going uphill. Let's say you're going to be going uphill for a long period of time, and you don't want to have this grip here, although you could. You decide you want to lengthen your pole up to, or adjust the length of your pole to compensate. So you're going to take that, and here's my mark where I would normally have it on the flats. I'm going to take it just an inch or two below that mark so that now I'm still at a 90-degree angle. I'm going to grab both my poles, back up a little bit, and we'll show you. I'm on kind of a steep hill right here. So going uphill, I've shortened this pole up a little bit. I'm going to switch hands. Shorten this pole up just a little bit. And actually I'm going to shorten it just a little more. So now I've got roughly that 90-degree angle. This pole is my regular length. You can see the difference. See how my fist is higher than my elbow. I don't have a 90-degree angle anymore. This is my adjusted pole. Oops, sorry. And now I've got that 90-degree angle. Going downhill. This is my normal length pole, and you can see how my fist is quite a bit lower than my elbow now. I'm going to adjust this pole. I found my normal mark right here. I'm going to take it past that by a couple inches. Oops. And now I'm pretty close to my 90. I'm going to adjust just a little bit more. And you can adjust both of these knuckles, I guess you call them, or just one of them, whatever works for you. There, now I'm a lot closer to my 90 here. That's going to help you out a lot when you're going downhill or uphill, just adjusting the length of those. The other thing that these poles are great for, if I haven't sold these to you already, the idea to you already, like I said in the first video, was my plan was to make it so that you want to buy a pair of these. I hope you've already figured out you want to buy a pair. If not, maybe this last video will convince you. Anyway, trekking poles are awesome, especially for me for going downhill. My knees get quite sore if I'm going downhill for a long time, and these trekking poles are a lifesaver. It takes the weight off my knees. I can put my trekking pole down first if I'm going down a step or something like that, and then slowly ease my weight down so I'm not just smashing my knee constantly. Because you'll find if you're going down steep terrain for quite a while, those knee joints, they just pound and pound and pound, and they get, at least for me, they get really sore. Going uphill is I don't get sore knees as much, but I still use my trekking poles. And then a lot of other people have found that trekking poles help with their back pain, especially if you're carrying a heavy backpack. You get a lot of weight put on these poles and not just on your back, and it'll really help out with some of that back pain and make your hiking experience overall a lot better experience. So guys, I hope you enjoyed and found some use in today's tidbit on how to use a trekking pole going up and down steep terrain. Really simple, just either adjust your grip or adjust the length of your pole. That'll help you out tremendously as you're going up and down steep terrain on your hike. Hope you're able to get out there, find some place to hike, enjoy life, enjoy the outdoors, and remember, there's a lot of places on this earth you can only see by going to on foot. So get out there and hike, hiker friends. Have a great week. We'll talk to you later.